A Journey Beyond Sanity. Chapter 4. My cutie mark. That was the first thing to pop up in my mind while walking past a mirror within the library. Sleeping late after Twilight and Spike again, which really wasn't much of a shock since my lengthy time here. What can I say? I always seem to sleep late at night, generally around 3 in the morning. It's always been an irritating inconvenience, but one I have accustomed to for as long as I can remember. Wonder if Twilight has any magical spells to remedy that lifetime problem. Anyway, as I walked from the kitchen, having enjoyed a pleasant late breakfast made from the overly kind Spike, nodding to the reading Purple Unicorn and her assistant, my body immediately halted at the sight of something I've now neglected to look at since my arrival into this town. Shifting around so I make a clear look at the mark beside my rear end, I had to rub my eyes, still tired, to make sure I was seeing this correctly. And I was. A heavy frown on my reflective features strayed away from staring at the dark blue heart with the clearer blue star in the middle. This is my bloody key mark? This? You have got to be frickin' kidding me. I have a sudden impulse now, an urge to just punch the mirror as though it was lying to my face. But no. My disbelieving gaze turned back and forth from the mark in the mirror to the exact one on my rump. Oh, come on. Does this world intend to demean me so? Okay, so I'm not a fighter, I'm a philosopher. I abhor needless violence and getting myself filthy, sure, but I can't be this feminine, can I? Or was this just the enigmatic spectre playing a crude prank on me? I'm inclined to believe the latter, because there's no way in hell that mark represents me in any shape or form. Just what exactly does it mean, anyway? You look as though you've never seen your own cutie mark before, a certain pony commented, as I see her from the reflection, glancing at me with a raised, bemused eyebrow. After seeing this, my dear, I never want to see again. I just haven't looked at it all that much, I replied. Through clenched teeth, not turning to the unicorn. It wasn't a lie, really. I rarely get a chance to take a good look at it. But through the mirror I saw her deadpan raised brow. Throughout the majority of your whole life? Throughout the majority of my whole life. Uh-huh. Well, it was the best explanation I had at the moment. Let's see you do better when you've recently arrived from another world. Twilight. Oh, wait. So, Stardust, what are you planning to do today? I finally turned from my long look at the insulting mark on my rump. Well, at least the subject was dropped, and I can think of something apart from the disgusting sight. Probably read and research. As though expecting I was going to add more to what I planned, she asked politely, "Anything else?" Nothing that springs to mind, no. Twilight blinked in question. That's it? That's all you're gonna do the whole day? Well, I have nothing better to do anyway. I shrugged indifferently. What did she think I was going to hang with anyone around town? The sooner I get my work done, the better. Work? That's more important than socializing with others? An amused smile played on the purple mare's muzzle. You know, that reminds me of who I was before arriving in Ponyville. When Spike was really the only friend I had. Unless I'm mistaken, Twilight Sparkle was comparing me to herself. Should I feel flattered I remind you of your previous self, then? I asked with a touch of humor of my own. Then, unexpectedly, I found myself chuckling with the unicorn. Now, where did that come from? This world must be affecting me with its cuteness more than I noticed. Dear God, help me if I've been getting going native. If I may ask, Twilight began, looking up after a moment of reading whatever she was reading. Violet eyes sparkled in a famished curiosity I can relate with. Wait, what? Just what is it exactly you're researching about? There I hesitated. Yes, my mind remained fixed on not telling the most intelligent pony in existence anything, and there are justified reasons for it. A. Endless, unwelcome questions about my own planet and its inhabitants. B. She would no doubt inform her friends about the off-world, and they will proceed with asking tiresome, predictable questions as well. C. Creepy experimentations and examinations used on me. D. Lack of privacy. There are probably more behind why I won't tell Twilight anything about my origins or home planet, but these were just at the top of my head for now. I'll think of more later on. I only told the two highest monarchs the truth behind my presence. It's because of their possible assistance in sending me back home. Instead, it was all for naught. And I have to do what Spectre says to my greatest prideful reluctance. For now. That doesn't mean I'll stop trying on my own, however. Anything to keep me occupied in the meantime, really. Noticing Twilight was still awaiting an answer patiently, with a smile I could only define as sweet. Whoa, slow down there. I banished a sudden, unwelcome thought and replied plainly. If you must know, my dear, it is the art of transportation I am looking into. A pause. Oh? She blinked in puzzlement. I smiled, nodding. If I was researching something about something Earth Pony related, huh? As if. Researching everything I needed to know about nature, animal healthcare, and farming was the last thing on my mind. Well, maybe, she answered truthfully, with a cute, sheepish grin. Stop it! What is with that trail of thought? I must be still tired. Oh yeah, you were also looking for books about that yesterday. Spike finally decided to speak up, after exclaiming for some reason. I nodded as Twilight observed me thoughtfully. I can speculate why. What reason would an Earth Pony have into researching magic? Just as I was about to give the answer to the unspoken question, which is mainly none of your business, I was cut off with a surprised blink as Twilight suddenly looked upwards. Hey, do you feel that? Feel what? A disturbance in the... This time I cut myself off from my incoming dry joke. What was that sensation I was suddenly feeling right now? It was as though my whole body was suddenly shaking without its own accord. Guys, the ground is shaking, Spike stammered as his words bore true. Ow! I hissed in pain as something rough landed on my head, which revealed to be a falling book. The rumbling of the ground only got worse, and I felt my hooves automatically lock into place as though preparing for something disastrous. "What is this, an earthquake?" I yelled over the growing noise to the bewildered twilight. I don't know," the unicorn replied in shock before immediately glancing at the door and looking as though something crossed her intelligent mind. "Stay here," she ordered, while heading out of the building. "Fat chance," was my sharp reply. I didn't take orders from her. Plus, I won't be missing out of the action. "You stay here," I in turn ordered the shaking dragon, who no doubt was most likely going to disregard that order too. I didn't bother awaiting a reply as I pursued the running twilight, hearing the alerting cry of Rainbow Dash as soon as my hoofs touched the outside dirt. "Stampede!" Well, that crisis was over before it even begun. But instead of pointing out that observation, I said dryly, "This is so stupid." As I and the rest of the town citizens watched a farming cow mare tended to the now calm group of cows. Yes, cows. That was then I remembered something interesting. This was the beginning of another episode. I know this because I've seen this one too, though I've forgotten the name. It's something to do with apples. And this memory arises another problem. Exactly how will I tell when one of the days here is an episode and when one isn't? This means I won't have a specific estimate of time and date when Discord finally makes its appearance, since that confusing abomination of animals stitched together was to be the next major villain after Nightmare Moon. Unless Trixie was before him as well. But was she even considered a major villain anyway? Hopefully I won't be around long to witness the events of Discord. In the meantime, I must now deal with something that's always used until a threat appears. Filler. Next to me, over the loud cheering of the residents to their beloved heroine, the mayor of this wretched town turned to me in confusion. "What on the crusher makes you say that, Mr. Balance? That brave young pony just saved us all from a terrifying stampede." "Oh yeah, don't give the little mutt that hated her credit too. I simply refer to the fact of what caused the stampede in the first place. Never mind the fact how the cows were also sentient and capable of thought alongside the ponies. What about the pigs, the chickens? Were they able to produce thought and speech too? If not, why cows specifically? For that silly seat over there?" Speaking of cows, I could go for some steak right now. Steak. Wait, you know the reason behind it? Damn, I thought Twilight was being to see cheering with the rest. Forgotten she was at my other side. Yep, may as well be honest. Care to clarify? No, like I said, honest. Oh look, here comes the heroic pony now. I pointed out the distracted two puzzled creatures towards the approaching over-the-hill Applejack. I didn't waste the opportunity in quietly stepping backwards and exiting the cheering crowd, returning towards the library where I may get some peace. "Pardon me, coming through. Out of the way, thank you." I really had no time for this. Do I feel anything from the pony saving the town? Of course not. I don't give a damn what happens to this town or its residents. The mom of cows could have caused chaos all over the town, and I wouldn't have shed a tear. And I'm not saying that without hesitation. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. My frustrated voice spoke as I finished reading through the last page, having the urge to just slam my limb down on the table. "I'm sorry," the purple dragon spoke up as he walked towards me slowly. flinching when I looked at him. What, did he believe I might snap at him? That's the only book left that you haven't looked through to do with that magical transportation spell you're looking for. Twilight said so. Clenched teeth slowly released with a long sigh. My head bowed down in annoyed acceptance over the thought that all my reading throughout the week and a half since I've been here has been nothing but a large waste of time. Great. Bloody fantastic. So my residing in this library served absolutely no purpose. How now I just desired to go out and jump off the nearest cliff. Probably the first thing I should have done since my arrival into this world. I spent days here. Days, and there has been no results. This only confirmed to me more that the only way to leave was to befriend the ponies. Oh, Jesus, why me? And it only got worse. If the food that dinner rarity treated us all to, after receiving those tickets to the gala, hadn't made it obvious. I discovered, or more of remembers, ponies don't eat meat, or any sort. I couldn't resist my blatant open disgust at the amount of plants and other things no average human would ever consider eating shown on the menus. They'll eat eggs, but not meat. Would fish count? Of course it would. All that work, wasted, and it just seems to be getting worse for me by the minute, I said quietly as my head rested softly on the open book. Not quite as comfy, but even a book was better to lie against than my bed back home. It'll be a while yet. Well, you shouldn't give up just yet, Stardust. I heard the attempted encouragement Spike was giving. For all we know, the spell you're looking for could still be in a book Twilight might have missed. I mean it, he added confidently when I scoffed loudly. Even she makes mistakes sometimes. But you can't stop now. Another sigh. Your words of encouragement are appreciated, I replied softly, while moving my head back up, deciding to cease torturing the informative object, yet my gaze lingered on the pages. But I imagined the dragon was beaming for helping someone. But unnecessary, Spike. Twilight would no doubt have searched the place through and through. Even so, are you sure you checked everywhere on the pages? Undoubtedly. Well, me and Twilight could help you if you just tell us what you're looking for. If that, the lizard gulped a little as my hardened gaze glared at him. But he continued with a slight tremor regardless. I know you don't want to tell us, and I have no idea why not, but we're your friends, Stardust. Whatever it is you're looking for, we can help you find it faster. He's right, Stardust, a female voice pitched in as I opened my mouth to give Spike the exact same words I told him last time. The pair of us turning to the mayor, who just returned from outside. A light stack of paper floating beside her. That speech Twilight prepared for the heroic Applejack during the episode must have been finished by now. You can't give up just now. You said a while ago whatever it is you're looking for was your own business, and I can respect that. Then please, do so. But, she continued, while releasing a stern hoof to cut me off, as though she was about to give a lecture, as Spike said, having friends around will double the effectiveness to finding what you are looking for. Then Twilight's gaze inexplicably softened. He also said during that celebration that you don't make friends easily, and put little trust in others. I fail to see the relevance. I'm getting there. And I said I was up to the challenge on that. And I replied that you can certainly try. Please let me finish. Oh, look at that. A twitch of irritation in her expression. That didn't little to faze me, though. I know that, right now, you don't think of any of us as friends. You know what? That's okay. My brows raised incredulously. Did I hear that correctly? Yes, you heard right. It doesn't matter, because I know we'll make great friends eventually. It just takes time. In your case, that is. But I still want to help you, Stardust Balance. Both me and Spike and the others want to help with whatever's bothering you. Scissa said you also needed help in understanding friendship. That fact, among other things, makes me question her wisdom so. She kept her composure even after I just insulted her mentor and ruler of her world. Wow, Twilight, and here I thought even that would hit a sore point. So please, I implore of you, from one pun to another, don't shut yourself in like this, like you have been doing the whole week. Tell us what it is you're specifically looking for, and we can help you find it quicker. It will always be easier knowing you have friends by your side. A long, lengthy pause. Blue-green eyes. Stern eyes gushing with purple, pleading own. My mind couldn't fathom how determined she was in helping me. It was just mind-boggling. Plus the fact this mare claimed to know so much about friendship after only befriending the others for a week and a half now. Why, Twilight, why waste your own time helping me? The reply was instantaneous, sounding rather rehearsed. Because it wouldn't be right if you're my friend, Stardust. Because it wouldn't be right, and you're my friend, Stardust. From the corner of my eye, Spike nodded enthusiastically. That warm smile, I can't bear the sight of it. I lost the stare down as I turned away to the wooden floor, still in disbelief how caring the two before me were. Me and my own problems are not worth your time. Don't say that! I heard the approaching steps of the purple unicorn, and I felt a presence now beside me. Every pony is worth the effort. Why are you snorting? I couldn't help it. Every pony was my humored reply. The use of vocabulary around here is just plain ridiculous. Well, it was. Every pony, some pony, any pony. Christ, the mere thought of using such words in the modern-day society back home was hilarious enough. Noticing from the side, Twilight frowning at my changing the subject, I deeply sighed and looked back at the patient man, wishing the hesitance in my tone would just evaporate. It's best that the less anyone understands my situation, Twilight, the better. Wait. Situation? I thought you were just researching for something. Damn it. This wasn't the time to slip up. Her gaze suddenly melted to concern. God's sake, why was she so caring to me? Refusing to look at her any longer, my body turned 180 degrees towards the nearby shelf. I can't tell them. I just can't. What possible help could they be in regards to this? Twilight was not omniscient, and Spike would potentially make the problem worse if word about my outwardly existence gets out to anyone other than the two monarchs of day and night. Stardust? I gave no reply. Instead, my gaze remained fixed sternly at the pile of neatly placed books. I hate to be this childish, but damn it, the circumstances can and must never be released to the public. Finally, after what felt like an eternity to me, I heard the purple unicorn sigh in acceptance, walking away from my still posture. Fine, you don't have to tell us yet, but... A pause. Was he hesitating or something? Just think about it, okay? Whatever it is you're going through, you don't have to deal with it alone. Let's go, Spike. Ponyville's almost done with the decorations. But, Spike, come on. Stardust, are you coming with us? Despite my reluctance, my voice automatically answered. Celebrations aren't my thing. Go enjoy praising that Earth Pony. Did I sound harsh? Well, it didn't matter anyhow. I can imagine the worried, lingering gazings on me as the two left. I heard the sound of the door closing behind them. Now I'm alone in the building, which should fill me with relief. Yet, I felt rather hollow for some reason. As the words of the stubborn purple mare before they departed played in my mind. Whatever it is you're going through, you don't have to deal with it alone. Oh, but I do, Miss Sparkle, I muttered. My voice couldn't restrain the bitterness. I always have. I always will. You can never understand. Then I shook my head at my pessimistic behavior, which really wasn't that much of a difference from my normal attitude. But still, I'd look around the place thoughtfully. Was it really right of me to push them away like this, when all they wishes to help me with my current predicament, despite their obliviousness to what it was? Yes, I can't just accept any help from them, not right now. But my eyes halted on the closed door. That doesn't mean I can't help them. An idea sprung to mind as my hoof slowly began moving. It's a ludicrous plan, but it might work. You know, I couldn't simply decide whether to smile in amusement or scoff in distaste at the sight of the annoying purple unicorn, being constantly interrupted during her speech. So instead, a sympathetic look was all I could cast, far, far from the crowd, making sure I wasn't in plain sight. Ah! Here comes Applejack, now arriving tiredly for the reward, in her pitiful, exhausted state. I said earlier a plan had conjured up from my mind. And it did. Spectre claimed I must make friends before I could ever hope of leaving Equestria. And it appears I have no choice in that regard. But I discovered as a loophole, he didn't say I had to become emotionally caring around them while befriending them. These ponies were far too compassionate for their own good, and I will use such emotions to my advantage. If they want to care about me, then I'll let them. But that didn't necessarily mean it had to work both ways. And when the time arrives for me to finally depart this colorful world, I can bid them farewell without shedding a tear on my part. I can make friends without becoming close to them. Not so different from the average friendship of humanity, after all. They can't help me, but I can help them. That way, I won't have to open up to them in the slightest the whole time I'm here. Ah, that was quick, I observed with a raised brow as the orange earth pony headed towards me with a dragon golden trophy in tow. Hang on, why didn't Twilight and the rest get a trophy for something more valuable? For defeating Nightmare Moon. Stopping a herd of panicked animals was minimal compared to ceasing the threat of that villain. And don't tell me the elements were rewards enough. I will refer to them from the town ponies themselves. Whatever. Equestria logic. Stepping out from the shadow of a building's corner, I asked casually at the evident struggling at Applejack, "Need some help?" The pony in question spit out the handle of the golden prize, which was obviously worth nothing, and blinked tiredly at me before smiling in a state That told me she hasn't been sleeping for a long time. Hello, Stardust. Nice seeing you after a whole week of locking yourself away in Twilight's library. Nah, I appreciate the offer, but I've got this handled just fine. Clearly not. The tone made it clear I was going to be beat around the bush, which I wasn't. I clicked my tongue in disapproval as Applejack blinked at me in question. You look as though you've gotten no sleep for a while. She might just have beaten me in a world record of staying up late. For a moment, the eyelids on the pony closed slowly, followed by light snoring, inciting both my eyebrows to go up before she snapped out of it, fanatically shaking her head. I don't know what you're talking about, Sugar Cube. I've got everything under control. Big Mac's injured, see, so it's up to me to harvest Applebuck season all by myself. I see. Of course, this wasn't news to me, and I was aware of Big Macintosh, the eldest sibling of the farm family. How he puts up with a crowd of little reckless, stubborn sisters/cousins is beyond me. Applebuck season all by yourself? Yep. If her features haven't convinced me enough of her exhaustion, that goofy grin would have. So you don't need to worry if you'll excuse me. I found a way where you can return the favor, already promised. I bluntly cut her off, getting to the heart of the matter. At her confused, tilted head, I rolled my eyes. The deal I and the White Unicorn made during the gala tickets fiasco? Oh, okay, Applejack replied in remained confusion, looking up to recall such an event, but before it clicked. Somehow in her tired mind. Oh yeah, that night. And you want me to do something for you? Sorry, sugar, but I'm a little busy right now. On the contrary, I pointed briskly at the basket resting atop her somehow not strained back, ignoring the growing cranky look in her eyes. Your harvesting has something to do with this return favor. To put it simply, request Twilight and the rest to help you with the harvesting. What? No way! I expected as much, but my gaze remained firm in that look with her glare. I don't need any help. I've got this all under. The corner of my muzzle twitched in disdain as the stubbornness an exhausted state, and she woke up with a jolt as one of the red fruits made an impact on her head. Huh? Where was I? You're going to ask Twilight and the others to help you. I know what you're thinking. Wasn't it hypocritical of me to tell someone they needed help? While I myself refuse the assistance of anyone? The answer to that is no. It isn't. The difference is the refusal on Applejack's part will cost her body's energy to the bare minimum. Help me with what? This facepalm must have looked comical to others. With the harvesting. An uncomprehending blink. Why would I do that? A frustrated groan escaped my mouth. Jesus Christ. Look, just ask for their help in the harvesting, and you can consider the deal to be over and done with, all right? I snapped sternly, making sure she was pressing this ever slowly. At her slow nod, I sighed in relief and turned around, not wanting to deal with this or the annoying fresh air any longer. Glad you concur. Now go over there and do so. Maybe it was the poor mare's exhaustion that caused her to lose this debate straight away. For once, tiredness, I thank you. Wait, right now? Oh, for the love of... My deaf glare did nothing to faze her, even with the tone that followed. Yes, now your stubbornness will only get you so far before exhaustion collapses you, Applejack. A gang of friends to assist you will double the effectiveness, plus make things easier knowing you have friends by your side. Oh my god. I blinked in disbelief at the realization I'm reciting what Twilight had just told me earlier, before shaking my head. Just do it, alright? From one friend to another. There was no reply for a moment. Applejack was staring at me as though whether I argued a sound point or not. On the bright side, if this doesn't work, Twilight's idea in the end will anyway. But I must at least put some effort into helping these ponies in any way I can without getting attached to them. This may just work. And voila! It worked. Alright, Applejack said in a defeated sigh. I wouldn't have been convinced if the Orange Baron wasn't the incarnation of honesty. Just before returning the favor, though. That's all. I'll go ask for their help now. I nodded in sincere gratefulness as the Earth Pony smiled tiredly, walking by me before stopping for a moment. Say, you wouldn't mind hauling that there trophy back to the farm, would you, Stardust? That way, then I can owe you one, except with my permission this time. My gaze lingered on the tall, solid-looking object. Well, can't hurt in humor, I suppose. And I do feel rather victorious now. Of course. Sorry, but which way is the farm? Plus, the continuation of one owing you wouldn't have huge consequences. And so the conversation was concluded with Applejack providing the directions back to her farm, and with me bidding her a good day while pushing the large trophy through the town back there. I had no intention of breaking my teeth by pulling it. Sunset had already began showing by the time I got there. Due to my lack of strong muscles, it took a while, alright? And I resorted to leaving the damn thing in front of the entrance to the farm. No reason to go straight in there and get introduced to the 100 farm ponies within. Patting the trophy as though pitying it, a triumphant smile played on my lips. I turned around and headed straight back to town. More specifically, the library I've holed myself up in purposely for the last week. Applejack listened to me and must by now be working with the others in her little chore of taking down to every apple in those woods. What can possibly take away this victorious sensation?